Guys of a Certain Age is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. Except these dudes walking down memory lane. Now let's head to the studio to see what they misremember next.
It's the podcast that some say age like fine vinegar. It's Guys of a Certain Age, the 2024 vintage. Robbie Koblenz in studio alongside
Art Shirley.
And Jay Reed. Jay Reed,
who's celebrating a 27th anniversary today.
27 years that woman's put up with you.
That's right.
Pretty much right.
Is that right? Is that the number right?
Yeah, married in 97. This is 24. I think that math works.
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, he's an artist. He doesn't know math. So.
That's right.
And credit to Art for the fine vinegar comment.
Vinegar line.
Yeah, I just lifted that from the Book of Face. So
the Book of Face.
Yeah, our podcast tagline should be, if you want to know why we are the way we are, listen.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
And people
Simple but direct.
I'm okay not knowing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we lost all 3 listeners. So, well, happy anniversary to Mrs. Reed, but not the Mrs. Reed we apologize to most of the time. Even though we apologize to Melissa part of the time, don't we?
Indirectly or directly, one or the other. You apologize to her in person a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm just waiting for her to apologize to us for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
If she listened, she might.
Yeah.
She might. If she listened, you might be in more trouble.
This
you
is a
have
safe
to say,
place. I can say whatever I want here because I know she's not going to listen. But my mother will, and she might tell her.
What happens on the podcast? A lot of times just stays in the podcast.
It doesn't leave this room, especially when I forget to put a new episode up. So,
oh, gosh.
All right, let's jump into Geeks of the Week that we have not coordinated. Art, you want to take the point position?
I just saw this right as I was leaving the office to come over here.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Season 2 of Andor has wrapped.
It has.
Yeah. They're not sure exactly when it's going to launch. Of course, they've got production to do, and there's a lot of delays in the Disney, Star Wars, Marvel schedule that, may have it postponed. But it's going to be 12 episodes again, as was the first season. And this will be the second and final season. The events of this season lead us right into Rogue One.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's supposed to end like 10 minutes before the beginning of Rogue One.
Right. And now, I won't make the joke again. We don't know what happens after Rogue One. Maybe they'll make a sequel to that.
Yeah. We could always newly hope.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Days later, back at the ranch, Jay gets the joke.
More like back at the Skywalker Ranch. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, that looks to be a lot of fun.
I think I forgot. You just don't. We have had Mandalorian happen. We've had Ahsoka happen, but Andor's just so good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that second season.
You could almost do it as a standalone watch.
Yeah.
So, of course, we talked this last week. You weren't here, I don't think.
I wasn't here last week.
Echo, did you watch Echo?
No, I haven't watched it. I don't have Disney Plus.
You were here last week.
It was the
yes.
week before.
Week before you weren't here.
The week before the week before.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did two shows last
that's
week.
right. Yeah. I've been here for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. That's correct.
Like a game show. Why are they wearing the same clothes?
Who's the guy in Match Game with the glasses?
Charles Nelson Riley.
Charles Nelson Riley. You're the Charles Nelson Riley of Guys of a Certain Age.
Oh. I was hoping to be the Nipsey Russell. I rhyme from time to time.
So I'm going through a bunch of old footage, right? I'm going through stuff from 35 years ago, stuff I've shot, and I came across some liners that I shot at a post-Dove Awards party. Okay. And the Dove Awards, for those of you who are not familiar, are basically the gospel music Grammy Awards. And so I got to go to the Dove Awards a few times. Do you need
I was going to say, Jay's taking a call.
No, I've
got a better offer?
I've been
podcast?
known to think I've silenced my phone and discovered that I hadn't. I was just making sure that I had.
But you held it up to your ear that's got an earphone on it.
I should have held it to the mic, and then I would have known through my earphones.
Yeah, that's right. And so would everybody else.
We'd hate to have something like that interrupt the whole show.
Anyway, I found some footage of a liner interview I did with Ken Tamplin, who was the lead singer and guitarist for the Christian rock band Shout, and Wink Martindale.
No kidding. Were you in Memphis?
No, we were in Nashville.
Okay.
Wink
He
Martindale.
probably drove over.
Is he from Memphis?
Yeah, he's from Memphis.
I did not realize that.
He probably was living in Nashville at that point, but he's.
But
from
Wink Martindale. I
Wink
met Wink
Martindale.
Martindale.
Jay, do you know who Wink Martindale
Oh, yeah.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be up there with like George W. Bush and all that.
Yeah.
My pantheon
Yeah.
of famous people I met. I forgot I met Wink Martindale.
Anybody named Wink, you ought to be happy you met.
Yeah, that's right. But not if they wink at you. Then it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Andor's going to be great. Boy, we went off a rabbit trail on that one. You're
Wink
welcome.
Martindale is not in Andor, though, I don't believe.
No. Is Wink Martindale still
No,
alive?
he's dead.
Okay.
No, surely not.
Yeah.
Surely not. Please don't call me Shirley.
The eyes have closed on Wink for all times.
Wow.
Oh, wow. All right. We're going
Make it a little dark.
we're gonna close the casket on that joke. So what you got for a geek, Jay?
Well, this is maybe a little bit out of our genre, but we have talked about remaking movies, and I saw that Roadhouse is being remade.
Roadhouse.
Going straight to Prime Video.
Formerly of, is it? That may be. March 21st, I believe that's what I was looking at.
Available at red boxes everywhere.
When I thought
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Jake Gyllenhaal is taking the role that Patrick Swayze played of the bouncer or whatever you want to call it. It looks a little bit different the way it's developed, but basically the same scenario. Bar troublemakers bring in the bouncer. He takes care, cleans things up, and chaos ensues. I really loved the original Roadhouse. I thought it was a great movie. I'm looking forward to seeing how they change it. I may watch the old one first and then watch the new one. Just
Is
kind of
Sam Elliott going to be in this one?
Not
Patrick
that
Swayze,
I'm aware
unfortunately,
of.
has passed
No.
on, so he
yeah,
can't be
that's
there.
right. Yeah, all I know is Jake Gyllenhaal. I recognize some of the other folks, but don't
Is
know
it
the name.
Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal?
Probably.
Is there a GIF or a GIF of Jake Gyllenhaal? Gyllenhaal?
Right.
So Patrick Swayze, Ghost, Roadhouse, and what
Red
else?
Dawn.
Red Dawn. Wasn't there another movie?
There's something, with he's got a hat on. It's like I don't know if it's a Western.
Oh yeah, there was that. Then what was the
Of course, he was in North and South, the miniseries.
the bank robber movie.
With Keanu Reeves, Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, so there was like a span there in the 80s where he was in everything.
Yeah.
And
The
then nothing.
movie with the hat that I'm picturing.
Did we
is
say
him.
Dirty Dancing?
And Dirty Dancing.
Oh,
I mean,
wow,
that
we
was
did
an
not say Dirty
I
Dancing.
had the time of my
Life.
Yeah, I was going to let you finish that one out.
Okay.
Jay and I are
there's some other-
fighting to not sing any Les Mis. We saw Les Mis over the
Yeah,
weekend.
how was that?
It was good. It was very good.
Awesome.
Yeah, good time.
Good,
The weather
good.
was not very good, but we
Not very conducive to musicals.
That's right. Unless we were doing Singing in the Rain, which I didn't even think of. How did we miss that?
I don't know.
Which I own on Blu-ray.
Do you really?
Yeah, if you want to borrow it at some
Okay.
point. And I've ripped it to Plex. So anyway. All right. So Roadhouse, you're excited.
Yeah, I just because I enjoyed the first one so much, I'm curious to see what happens. It's not one that I would
Let
have
me
thought
guess.
people would remake though.
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
We really thought Last Starfighter would be in the queue before Roadhouse.
Really? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be? Is it a remake or is it like a sequel years later?
I feel like it's a remake.
I believe it's a
think
remake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's the main star in it?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
And
Gyllenhaal.
And who else? Who's the other?
Don't know.
Whoever the other lead in, I think who's the Patrick Swayze. No, the Sam Elliott character. I can't remember. It was pretty ticked that it wasn't getting a theatrical release.
So it is going. You weren't kidding when you said it's going direct to video.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor is in
Oh,
it.
Conor
That's
McGregor.
Melchior.
The guy
Jessica
I brushed up
Williams.
against at Beer House in Vegas.
Conor McGregor, you did?
Yeah, the yeah, I had no idea who he was.
Between Wink Martindale and Conor McGregor,
Wow, there's a
you're
large
lucky you didn't
gulf.
get beat up.
Yeah.
There's a
Wink
lot
was
of his
known to-
cast that I don't recognize at all.
Well, anyway, so somebody did an interview. They were upset that it was not
Going straight, yeah.
getting a theatrical release. So, but anyway,
I will have to wait to see it then.
yeah. Now you won't.
If it's on Prime, though, I'll have to watch commercials because I'm not ponying up that money yet.
You can do $3 for a month. Yeah, I popped something on Prime the other night and went into commercials like, nope, not gonna watch it. Yeah.
Did you stop watching the show?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't go, I'm going to go pony up right now and watch it.
There was nothing there I was really interested in.
Yeah,
watching.
that's kind of the new standard, isn't it? You're sitting there going, oh, this looks good, but is it good enough to watch with commercials? And of course, half the content's freebie anyway.
Yeah.
Which has commercials in it.
I've started watching the Chinese adaptation of Three Body Problem. Which are you guys familiar with that?
Not at all.
Well, you know what? I should make that my Geek of the Week because it'll be, and we could talk Fantastic Four at some other point, which the announcement's been made about the full cast. But Three Body Problem was a book that was written in 2006. I cannot pronounce the author's name. He's Chinese, and so it's one of the first, if not the first, English language translation of a Chinese novel to win the Hugo Award.
So it's not about us. It's not the three-body problem that is guys of a certain age.
Three-potty problem.
You know, Jay, trust me, nobody's worried about or talking about our bodies, okay? Problem or otherwise.
Yeah.
So, but it's a fascinating trilogy, and it's pertinent as this episode comes out. The series is going to drop on Netflix.
Okay.
So the Benioff and the two Davids, who were the showrunners for Game of Thrones, this is their next production that they went over to Netflix. So it's starring who played Wang, Sorcerer Supreme in Marvel.
His actual name is Wang. Is it Stephen Wang?
Yeah. So he's the lead in it. So the book takes place almost entirely in China, and it's so interesting reading a novel that is translated because there's footnotes to talk about the cultural significance of. It's basically a take on the War of the Worlds that is so incredibly original. It's fairly dense. Once I got into it, I couldn't put it down. I got the second novel in, I guess, yesterday, and I've started reading it. But it's called The Three Body Problem. And so that's going to drop on Netflix in the next few weeks. It drops in March. I can't wait to watch it. But that's the English North American rights version of it. And so they Americanized a ton of it because it's all Chinese in the book. It takes place during the Cultural Revolution. And there's a lot of jumping around in the book. You have a lot of dense fantasy and science fiction movies. You have a concordance almost of this is who this is and whatnot. But on Amazon Prime, the Chinese version of the series has dropped, and it's pretty fascinating. So there's a Chinese-made adaptation of Three Body Problem.
Kind of like they did with the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. But Three Body Problem looks really, really, really good.
Okay.
So had you guys heard of...
I'd never heard of it before. Oh.
Wow. It came up on my radar, I guess, a couple of years ago once Game of Thrones was over with and the two Daves were talking about their next, thing they were going to do. And I'd heard of Three Body, but... It's fast. Over lunch, I'll tell you a little bit of the back end of it. So, but it's pretty fascinating. But that's going to drop soon on Netflix. Or if you like subtitles and you want to jump into it, it's available on Amazon Prime. And I don't know that you had to go through. I didn't see any commercials when I watched it.
Yeah, sometimes they'll do a thing where it's sponsored and they'll have a commercial at the beginning. And then you watch pretty much the whole thing, and you don't see another commercial. So I like that. I don't mind that format. Or even if they've got one in the middle, that's okay. It's when they drop them in, and they're so randomly placed that they break up the flow. Even if content was made not necessarily with the idea of broadcast in mind, most of them have some type of natural pause that you could put a commercial in.
I saw that with the Percy Jackson series, that there were breaks dropped in, which were great because it capped off a scene and it gave you a breathing. Just a couple of breaths.
You need something to kind of
more like, and it made me realize that we've gotten away from writing for 6 individual acts for an hour-long television show, and now it's just you push all the way through.
Because for a long time, you still, even if it was something that was never going to go on commercial or on broadcast television, it still had that formula.
Yeah.
You still followed that formula. Yeah. And now you do see things that are just way out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
I caught the first episode of that last week. That was good.
Which one? Oh, Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Did you read the books at all?
I think I might have read the first book. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, they were around our house. Jacob read it. I might have read it. I don't remember.
It's basically the Greek version of Harry Potter.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
So
I haven't read the books either, but I did watch the first movie. But I'm looking. This series looks better.
It's much better. It's truer to the books. The character development is better.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay. I think my boys both read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Our whole house read it. So, not at the same time. That would be awkward.
We would sit down at the.
Yeah.
And now it's time for
Story
reading
time
from
with
Percy
Robbie.
Jackson.
When first time I heard Chronicles of Narnia, I guess it was A Horse and His Boy. It was read to us at summer camp. So we had like a kind of a campfire thing at night.
That's cool.
And it was really, really cool. So
That's cool. Speaking of story time, I think it's time for Jay's Regrettable Segment.
All right.
Oh, that's
We
great.
have no sponsor.
Yeah, we have no sponsor.
Well, we are our sponsor. This week's episode.
It sounded very Mr.
segment.
Rogers-esque.
Yeah.
We are our sponsor. Can you
All
say
right.
that?
This
What's
week's
regrettable
regrettable
voice and
superhero is Doll Man.
Oh, yeah, I know Doll Man.
Doll Man apparently had the power to
Shrink.
reduce himself to about 6 inches,
Much better way to say it.
and that was it.
So they did.
No other powers. Just
6 inches.
Yeah.
Just short.
So his alter ego was G.I. Joe.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I wish we had a camera because Art just struck the pose.
Dr. G.I. Joe was.
I would
never know it's me.
Remember Kung Fu Action?
No, that was Big Jim.
No.
Oh,
there was
a
Bullet Man in the G.I. Joe universe.
Yes,
had
he
Kung
did.
Fu
He
Action.
did. Yeah, and of course, it had Kung Fu Grip. At
That's
one
right.
point, and I'm also acting that out now.
I'm sorry. This is Jay's segment, not ours.
Sorry.
I'm used to it.
We're regretting it.
But yeah, that was it. All he could do was shrink, and I don't know what that gave him. He had a cape and a onesie.
Yeah, because he was like short pants, right? And short
Yeah, it was
sleeve
like
shirt,
bare
Yeah.
legs, bare arms,
Yeah.
just
Does it say who created the character?
Will Eisner.
Okay, the guy behind the Spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Will Eisner is a well-known comic book creator, and the Spirit is a well-known character, although the movie adaptation did it no favors.
That was Alec Baldwin?
No, it's the guy from Suits with the
Gabriel
Mocked.
Mock. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's right. He was. Yeah.
and he was fun, but it was trying too hard to be Sin City.
Okay. I don't think I saw that one.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
But anyway, I mean, he had a 1939 feature comics number 27. Didn't say how long he lasted. Obviously, didn't last too terribly long. But a chemical reaction is what gave him his power of shrinking. His girlfriend, doll girl, Martha, just got shrinking abilities just by hanging around with him. Apparently, there's no origin story with her.
One that they couldn't print.
Intense concentration and a series of mental exercises and whatever. Rogues Gallery included Mademoiselle de Mortier, the cadaverous corpse, the grotesque vulture, the leering skull, and the dress suit. A murderous but bodiless set of formal clothes.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yep. A wonder dog named Elmo was a Great Dane who sometimes apparently Doll Man would ride, or he helped on his doll plane to not much going on here with Doll Man, but you know him. I mean,
I mean, I remember I've seen stories of his, and again, it's Will Eisner, so it's really very creative and well done.
Comes from good beginnings. But
his Rogues Gallery is also, I mean, that's very, and I don't know if they called it that, but that's it. The Spirit had a similar thing. It's almost like a Dick Tracy or Batman kind of thing, where they had all these really wild villains. So, I have a feeling it was
presumably normal size villains.
that's what I'm wondering. They
How did
had
he
to be
find
right.
them?
And so it doesn't have. I mean, like the Atom, which I think is probably pretty much inspired by Doll Man. There were two Atoms. There was an original Golden Age Atom who was just a short guy and a hero of mine, but. And then there was the Atom that could shrink down, but he kept the physical powers of a person at his size and could control his mass. So like he might fly at you and all of a sudden it's like being hit by, a 6 foot guy.
Right. Well, I mean, even Ant-Man had
Ant-Man, same
had
kind
a
of thing.
suit that do different things, and he could control the power, the ants, the actual ants, and that kind of thing.
That was the helmet. That
and of course, these guys,
Dollman could not do any.
Adam could get down to microscopic levels and was able to travel over the electric current or the phone line or whatever.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So, like he would call somebody, shrink down, and then travel on the current to wherever the person was that he called, and pop out and hit him with his.
I forgot about that. Could you see Michael Douglas doing that in that version of the Atom?
Oh yeah.
No, that's Ant-Man. No, that's Ant-Man. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Atom versus Ant-Man.
The Atom, the
that would
on-screen
Brandon
version
Ruth
we have.
Roth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Brandon
it was
Roth.
from the CW. He played Atom, who I think had his powers maybe
because of
the suit. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of an Iron Man looking kind of suit.
Yeah, they made him into
Kind of a.
stand-in for Iron Man.
Yeah, really, they did. And
But
even
he
down
was-
to the point where he was a, industrial. I don't think he did
Magnate.
farms, but yeah. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
We're interrupting.
there's not much else to tell, at least from the information I have at hand. So I don't know, regrettable or not regrettable.
I would say not regrettable. It's Will Eisner, so I'm going to have to say not regrettable.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go neutral. He doesn't seem odd, but just I can't see where he got his power and how it would make an interesting story other than just being small. Like I felt like him until I was in about halfway through high school. I felt like Dollman. I was much shorter.
Never
than
got that gross.
The rest of my colleagues, students, peers.
And now would he be action figure man in order to be a little bit more appealing to the male audience? It's action figure man,
Right?
Get the action figure man action figure.
I didn't even
man.
think about that aspect of it.
So I think he has no other powers. He's regrettable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Right, so
that's my
it's
vote.
kind of.
I'm going kind
regrettable,
of
not
based on the
regrettable,
Will
not
Eisner
neutral.
thing more so, and so that may be I don't know, but that's my vote, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, well, we're kind of in the middle there.
Yeah.
It's a neutral. It's a zero score.
Okay.
So I say
So wash.
regrettable. He says not regrettable, and you're in the middle.
Right.
And you abstain.
I'm staining. I'm sure. I'm staining.
Okay.
You're recusing yourself from voting,
Right.
Because you have so many. You're the doll man here,
Oh,
just for the action.
Whoa.
figures.
Okay. So we're gonna go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we're clear on what he's saying.
Yeah.
We're going to.
We're going to start calling you doll man. Probably not in public.
I'm not. In public or private.
I'm regretting that.
All right. We will be back, and we're going to talk Super Bowl commercials up next. And the ratings of the show has never been compared to the Super Bowl, but we're going to talk about ads. And actually, it was the most people who ever watched a Super Bowl.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And our ads are much cheaper here too.
Yeah, in fact, we give people money to advertise on this show, so they're negative ads. $7 million a spot for the Super Bowl.
Is that the highest ever? I assumed
Highest
it was.
ever. Yeah.
It doesn't usually go down.
No.
That's what
We got a bargain for you.
Yeah. Bargain at twice the price.
So,
the price of two.
but the viewership was up. What did they attribute that to? Was
Taylor
it? That's what I
Swift.
say. Was it the Taylor?
I'm sure it was Taylor
I'm sure
Swift.
that. Yeah, I'm sure that gave it a bump.
Yeah. So
And it's also, I mean, it turned out to be a pretty good game. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
close game. Anyway.
In the end, I was bored.
First
at the
half was
beginning.
kind of but it turned out to be a pretty good game.
I tell you, I loved Chris Jones in it. You know, of course, you had two Mississippi State alums, Willie Gay, Starkville High School's own Willie Gay, who went to school with my boys.
And my girl,
And-
my
yeah.
daughter.
Yeah, that's right. And Jay's an alum of Starkville High. And then Chris Jones from up the street in Houston. And you know Chris's mom, is that right?
Chris's mom, I believe, worked. I'm not sure if she still works. I mean, she probably doesn't have to anymore. But worked for my brother-in-law, who's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris
I'm
Jones,
sure
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah.
So we all have a connection to
Yeah.
Chris Jones.
I think Chris Jones should.
Mine is very tenuous. But
I think Chris Jones should have been MVP
Yeah.
of the game. He kind of changed. I love the shot, the comparison and contrast of Chris Jones getting his defense together and just lecturing them, pulling them together. You saw that on the sideline, and then Travis Kelce goes up and yells at his coach.
yeah.
And one of our friends was watching the game with us, and she remembers going on field trips when Willie Gay was like in elementary school.
Yeah.
And how goofy he acted at the time, and
Yeah.
how scrawny he was
That's
at the
too
time.
funny.
Apparently, Willie Gay acted a little goofy yesterday at the Super Bowl parade, which, I mean, tragic.
Well, that's a horrible thing. Horrible thing.
Just,
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, let's talk a little Super Bowl ads. We've talked.
I
about
will say this about Chris Jones too. I mean, when they played the national anthem, he's in tears. That guy.
Yeah.
I think we may have been texting back and forth.
We were texting back and forth. That was it. That was like
beautiful moment.
Everything that was right. After that was just great. He did Mississippi proud.
Mm-hmm.
So, Steve Jobs made the Super Bowl of ads with the 1984 commercial so many years ago. And so the Super Bowl has gotten to be known as the showcase for TV ads.
Yeah. A lot of people watch it solely for the ads.
Well, and I hate the fact that people debut their Super Bowl commercials before the Super Bowl.
I know. It takes the fun out of it.
It really does. Yeah. It really does. So, but we're going to talk Super Bowl commercials. I've got the USA Today article here with the top 10 according to AdMetric data. But just off the top of your head, your favorite commercial?
I'm going to go with the Dunkings, the Dunkin' Donut commercial.
You're blinded by the pinstripes.
Yeah. And I'll say, I don't know that it was my favorite. I know we were texting back and forth. Oh, favorite so far, we would say, whatever. And I was going to go back and look at that list. And I don't know if as I was watching it, it was necessarily my favorite. It was up there, but I remember it. And I think that's kind of a test of time. Which one do I remember? There's a handful that I remember. And that's probably the one. And the follow-up stuff has been good on it. I don't know if you've seen that stuff.
I've seen it all. I've watched it all repeatedly. Yeah. And it's one of my favorite commercials in the last 10 years when we talk about that a little bit.
And, Ben Affleck leaning into the Boston accent and playing that stuff is great. But Matt Damon,
I think he made it for me.
I think he made it for me, too. I'm so sorry.
Really. No, he goes, it's so hard being your friend.
Yeah.
You said you would support me.
Yeah. When you said you'd do anything, this is anything.
And then Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tommy touchdown on the keys.
He was all over the place.
Tom, you could stay. Yeah, J-Lo.
Hit me, I'm open.
Yeah.
And J-Lo's like, we talked about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody played their part very well. I thought it was just really, and the guys, there's three guys in the background who you don't know. I don't know if they're anybody or not, but they're just like in the same jumpsuits, tracksuits, whatever they were.
Dunk Kings.
Yeah.
The name of the drink after. That's
right.
So, all right. So Jay, what was the one that?
I don't know. I didn't see them all during the game. I recorded the game because I knew that I wouldn't be able to catch them all. Didn't have a chance.
Wait. How did you record the game?
What do you mean? How did I record the game?
Like DVR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your service now? What are you using?
YouTube TV.
Okay, so you added it to your favorites.
It had something else.
Yeah. What is it? What do you have?
I have YouTube TV.
Yeah,
so you add it to your favorites, and then it records. You can't just do a single episode.
No.
Yeah.
I try to record some NCAA, and I get every game.
And look, and it stays there for 1 year. So you didn't actually record it. You told YouTube TV, I would like access to this in the future. Off your servers.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Well, whatever I did, whatever you call it,
you enabled the ability to watch it afterwards.
But I haven't had time to do it, and then we kind of decided to do this today. And so,
as we do,
it's not. But I thought, well, I can go back and go. And people, I tried to watch some during. I did watch some during, but everybody was kind of chatty during.
Where did you watch? Where did everybody watch?
Where?
Yeah,
it was at my house
with a group of people.
Yeah, well, my parents and my friend and me and Melissa. So
okay, what about you,
Robbie? Well, at the house with my wife and my child. Thanks for the invite, Jay. Yeah. And how about you?
I watched it at home with my wife and my child for like the first, as long as it took for everybody to eat supper, and then everybody left. So and I'm sitting there watching.
You should come over.
Yeah, well, nobody. My parents and our friend left before like third quarter. It was just us. But Art and I had been on a little journey this weekend, and the game started at 5:30. We got back to our house at 5:10, and at 5:20. Our guests began to arrive, and so it was a whirlwind. I was like, okay, I want to record this in case we missed something or whatever. Didn't get back. So today I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to watch a compilation. And you just mentioned the previews. I watched this whole 12 or 13 minute thing, and I'm like, these seem really short. And I got to the end and realized this was the pre-Super Bowl Super Bowl commercial. So I got the gist of it, but I'm like, I know there was a lot more than that. And then when I tried to watch the entire thing, it was like 50 minutes long, and I had to be here in 10 minutes, so that didn't happen. But I like the E-Trade commercial.
Okay.
With the babies?
total nostalgia. Yeah, the babies, because that was one of my favorite ones when they first started that.
I forgot about that when they're playing pickleball.
When I saw the babies playing pickleball, and my Lauren and Charlie, my daughter and son-in-law, love play pickleball, so it resonated, and that's always been a favorite of mine. And so I was glad to see them back.
Yeah.
Let me go through the top 10.
Okay.
Number 10, according to AdMetrics data, is Dina and Mita.
Yeah,
that was all
Doritos
right.
commercial.
Yeah, I like that one.
With Jennifer
Grandma's Ortega.
yeah.
Yeah. Going after dude who got the last thing.
Yeah.
And was Dina and Mita with the names of the ladies?
Yes, they were the grandmothers, I guess.
I didn't
or
catch that right away.
Yeah, and so the name of the Doritos chip is Dina Mita, which I guess is dynamite. And
I haven't tried the chip.
I don't know. I liked it, but it's one of those things like Trix, or what the cereals that always have the people that are trying to get the cereal. I guess they're trying to imply that there's a limited supply, so go out and get them.
I'm going to go back and hit a couple of the top 20 because I thought they would be there. And obviously, I was wrong. So the Wicked trailer. Did you guys like the Wicked trailer?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, the movie trailer is good, but I don't really consider that much of a Super Bowl ad.
That came in 17. Hail Patrick, the Paramount Plus, when Jean-Luc Picard throws the animated Patrick, came in 16. Michael Cera V, which I thought was probably my favorite before Don King's.
Yeah.
That was Michael Cera, who had his little face lotion. That came in 15.
I thought that was better. I would have put that in the top 10.
I would have
put top 5.
I would have put that in the top 5.
Yeah, that's probably one of my one of my favorites for sure.
I need to go back and watch that one. I just got a bit of that.
Pickle Babies E-Trade came in at 13.
Okay.
So Mayo Cat from Hellman's.
Yeah, that was okay.
Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah.
We talked about Doritos. Can't Be Broken by Verizon.
Oh, with Beyonce. Yeah, that was a...
Oh, yeah. That was okay.
Yeah.
So did that have anything to do with her actual drop? Like, didn't she drop a country
I think she
music
was
album
going to,
a day after?
Yeah. And she's doing a country album?
That's
what you just said. Yeah, country album,
Yeah. So
it was all right. I wouldn't thrill with that one.
Yeah.
Old School Delivery by Budweiser.
That was kind of cool.
That was okay. I mean,
Nostalgia.
they always kind of tug at the heartstrings,
Yeah,
but it wasn't my favorite Budweiser commercial.
Number 7, Talking Like Walking.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Talking. I can't do it.
Come on. You're the one who could do it if any of us could.
I can't. Okay, I will come back to it.
Need More Cowbell.
Yeah. I got a fever. Nah, I can't do it.
Hard Knocks, the Dove Super Bowl film, came in at number 6.
Which one?
Dove. It was a female empowerment. Hard Knocks.
Okay. Yeah.
Well shot. One of my favorites was the Born to Play NFL ad that took place in Accra, Ghana, which I had been to Accra.
Yeah. That was very good.
In where?
Accra.
Oh, Ghana.
Accra, Ghana. Accra, comma,
Accra, Ghana. I couldn't. Okay, I got
Accra, Ghana. It's the capital of Ghana.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I like that.
It was incredibly well done. Funny one, the Uber Eats Worth Remembering. Do you guys remember that one with Jennifer Aniston? The whole idea that
you have to give up a piece of your memory.
Yeah. And so she gave up
remembering
Matt Perry from Friends.
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer from Friends. Ross.
Yeah.
We spent 10 years of our lives together. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy.
Pivot. Anyway,
the guy that was trying to remember how to sit, that was kind of funny, I thought.
Yeah. It was fun, but it got old quick. Yeah. Perfect 10, the Kia EV9. I don't remember seeing that one. That came in at a 6.36 on the AdMetric rating. So, I don't remember that at all. Dunk Kings, which is number 2, which I just think is the best I've seen in a long time. Because like we talked about earlier,
it's the one you remember.
Well, everybody leans in. You have the whole idea of Ben Affleck's like, she came to my work class. I got to go to hers. And he gets into the Boston accent. Him and Matt Damon, Yeah. It's so hard being your friend. You said you just support me. I got a feeling that's what Jay thinks about us from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not
Without
very,
the tracksuits.
Yeah, with that.
We should get tracksuits. Then there would be a 3-body pop.
You want to guess what number 1 was?
Gosh, dog.
Baja Blast.
Oh, I liked the Baja Blast one.
No.
I was surprised you hadn't mentioned that one yet.
This came in at 6.68 on the Admetrics rating.
I have no idea.
Come on.
Okay.
Action
Team
hero.
Coors Light.
Oh, I know what it is.
Chill
It's
Train.
State Farm. It's
like a good neighbor.
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 Yeah, and I did
Neighbor.
like that one. I didn't think it was. I thought the Dunkings was obviously better because that was my favorite, and I thought Sarah V was better. But I did like that. Yeah.
Neighbor. What was the one you were
Baja Blast was the one with Aubrey Plaza, who always had such a dour expression, and she was, "I'm having a
America's
blast,
sweetheart."
Yes, that was great. That's the one that ends with the dragon, and Nick Offerman is also on the dragon.
that came in at 24?
Yeah, see, I don't think that I really liked it, but I don't think it hit quite as well as it.
No.
The M&M's Almost Championship.
Oh, I love
ring.
that one.
I don't
love
came
that
in
one.
25th on
The
that.
Ring of Comfort.
The
I don't
Ring of
remember that one.
Comfort.
I've got to go back and watch that.
Oh
one.
yes, Dan Marino.
Oh
saying-
yes.
Yeah.
The guys, and I did watch that one all the way through today, and it was Scott, Dan Marino, and a couple other football players that
didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
And they talk about how they make the diamond from peanut butter and all these. It's chemistry.
Yeah.
And it goes through and gets the diamond, and then it's polished by the size of those who didn't make it. And so it's got these 2 football players.
The size SIGH.
And then what's her name? Black Widow.
Oh yeah,
Scarlett
yeah.
Johansson.
Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson who did win
I
did an
missed 2
Oscar.
Oscars, and he was like in the same year.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah, that was a good one. I forgot. And he was in another one that had Ted Lasso in it.
Missy was the one. The
yeah.
Michelob Light.
Yeah. That was okay. I didn't. That was. But I just remembered. I was
Wasn't
thinking
Ted Lasso in a couple of them?
He may
Jenkins
have been.
Sudeikis is his name.
Jason Sudeikis. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Ted Lasso's
sure he is.
dead.
But did he actually? Was he playing Ted Lasso in the thing?
I think he was playing himself, but
Yeah.
it's hard to
But
tell.
He's cashing in on
as
Ted
a soccer
Lasso.
coach.
Would you not?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think he was playing himself. Now, one that I liked, I don't know that I would consider my favorite, was the FanDuel commercial that had the tribute to Carl Weathers.
I have not seen that yet.
Oh, that was really good. That was
There were
really good.
several
And-
of the betting sites. The BetMGM with Tom Brady and oh gosh, I can't come up with the names. The actor that was in 5 Christmases.
Jack Black.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. 5 Christmases. I'm thinking about
With Reese Witherspoon. He was in a movie with Jennifer Aniston. I can't come up, but the whole gist of it was anybody can bet unless you're Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah, I
Tom,
remember that. Yeah.
You've won enough.
Yeah.
And he goes through all these people, his babysitter, and all these people, and it was well done. And then Kevin Hart was in one where he did a Jimmy Johnson imitation. I think it was Fan Kings. I have an entire page, legal pad page of notes that I left at home.
Are they pertinent to this show?
I watched all these commercials, and I'm like, I'm going to.
Oh, you were making notes as you watched the commercial.
as I watched
All right,
the.
what did you think of the Reese's
compilation
commercial
this morning?
There's a new flavor.
Yeah, it came in 23rd on the.
I didn't see that one.
Oh my gosh! I thought of
Reese's?
you when I saw
Caramel.
Yeah, Reese's.
They're putting caramel.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, do you want to know how the actual Reese's taste? It's not that big a deal.
We'll do another show about that.
Yeah.
What about the Kawasaki mullets commercial?
Oh, that's when I thought, and then they put the mullet on the eagle. I thought that's hilarious. That's pretty good.
That came in 22nd.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That was funny.
T-Mobile Internet with the guys from Scrubs.
Yeah,
they've made.
But
a
I've
living
seen that
off-
one. I've seen that one
Yeah.
already. So I didn't.
Jason Momoa, that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he sings.
And then there was, well, yeah, go ahead.
What about the NFL Sunday Ticket with the Seattle Seahawks acting like birds? That was right at the beginning of the thing. I don't know. A lot of people saw that one. It was funny because they really leaned into it. I mean, you have that would be flying. One of them dove into the water and came up with a fish in its mouth. But it was actual players, so it was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. Of course, they didn't have anything else to do, right?
The Michelob Ultra with Messi came in 20th.
Okay.
So, Yeah, with Ted Lasso, whoever that person is. So.
And we mentioned the Temu commercial, which,
just because. I mean,
just because it was on there 4 times. How many times did you say you saw it? I mean, I knew I saw it 3 times.
3 times. Yeah,
Okay.
$21 million.
Yeah.
They must
we
have
contributed to that. Much of our Christmas was from Temu.
Really?
This morning, my anniversary's today. As we record, yesterday was Valentine's. Today was our anniversary. And so my Valentine's card yesterday, Melissa just really scored on it. And I said, where did you get this? Because I know I hadn't seen it at Hallmark. And because I looked at them all.
She got it at Temu?
She got her card at Temu. And then my gift today, my anniversary gift, was from Temu. So we don't order from Temu anymore. We kind of stopped. But
Well, it's okay.
But now I'm like, okay.
You've already been cloned by the...
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we were warned to get off.
Have you had any security issues?
No, not that we know of. But
Yeah.
anyway, I have some nice things at Christmas and anniversary from there, and
That's cool.
and so you're like, okay, well, everybody's talking about how kind of TikTok-ish it is, and maybe it's a security issue and all this. And then they spend $21 million advertising. I mean, it's interesting.
Shop
it's not
like
their,
a billionaire.
It's not their money.
Well,
They're
right.
pulling it all from your account.
From
Why
Jay's
does my
account.
Discover card have $7 million on it? Why didn't they text me?
But you'll get cash back.
Yeah, that's right. Hey.
You'll get cash back.
That's
You can
right.
put to the cash stores there. So, okay.
So when are we? I know we held off this Super Bowl, but we are advertising next Super Bowl, right? Guys of a certain age.
We'll see how that 300th episode goes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Of course, you can do local spots, as Robbie and I have done before. You could do local spots, and people go, "Oh my gosh, how did I won't name the company, but local company? How did they afford a Super Bowl commercial?"
Because
Well,
they're really cheap
Yeah.
from a local standpoint.
yeah.
So.
I mean, it's not like the nation scene. You probably won't see many of those show up in your top 25.
No, but there's one that a buddy of mine produced a few years ago that made all kinds of raves. It was a lawyer in Savannah, Georgia. That
I know this one.
Yeah. That who he had the sledgehammer. Yeah, a buddy of mine shot that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can find that on YouTube. I mean, it's
it's
Lawyer,
great.
Sledgehammer Lawyer. You can look. There may
Yeah.
be derivatives of it too, but there's.
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty high production value.
Yeah,
And then,
I remember that.
And then I had a son on a Super Bowl commercial.
That's
once.
right, yeah.
So, but I didn't get any money out of it. So anyway,
Okay, so
Dunk Kings.
yeah,
I think that's kind of
I think that's
yeah.
There was no "What's up,"
What's that?
that the people were quoting the next day.
Budweiser Frogs. Even though
yeah.
I played the Dunk Kings ad probably 20 times.
Yeah, I was going to
The
say
next-
that's probably to me that's the closest in terms of what you remember.
Yeah.
It's
so hard being your friend.
Yeah.
That's probably what Jay says every time he leaves.
I'm curious too. What is $7 million to get the commercial on?
Yeah.
It's just
When
the
you have-
airtime.
And then when you've got J-Lo and Affleck,
Oh, that was probably
and Damon.
That's
and
probably a $10 million
Brady.
production.
I mean, all that they had to pay them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not cheap. It ain't cheap. My favorite Super Bowl commercial one of my favorite of all time was a FedEx commercial, and it was color bars. It was nothing but color bars in tone for 30 seconds. Said we had this great, and this thing scrolls and says, we had this great commercial planned, and then we shot this great commercial, and it had this and this and this, and this is all over the color bars. But we shipped it with someone else.
Yeah.
We should have shipped with FedEx.
That was a brilliant commercial.
Yeah.
That really was a brilliant commercial.
And so that one probably only cost $500.
Yeah,
right?
that's the other genius part of it
Yeah.
too, right? It didn't cost any money.
Yeah. So I remember that one. So all right, is that it?
That's it.
All right, we'll see you guys next time around.